Hi, welcome back. This is Chance, U.S. Navy veteran, author, speaker, missionary, and life coach. Thank you so very much for subscribing to these training videos. I know that you are enjoying them because I enjoy making them. But nonetheless, this second video that we're going to give to you is called 7 Success Secrets for Professionals and Entrepreneurs. If you are going to make it, if you're going to succeed, there's some things that you need to know before we get into that final third video that I'll be releasing. Yes, I did say I'm going to give you 2 videos, but there's actually 3 videos because this one is pivotal. You could not digest the third video, which should have been the second one. You could not digest that without having these principles because it is very vital for you to understand these 7 success secrets for all great professionals and entrepreneurs. So I hope you have your notebook, your pen, whatever have you, note-taking device. Please, I encourage you to take notes. That's something that definitely helps me when I'm, digesting materials. I go to seminars or I hear a sermon or whatever. I really always make sure that I take notes. So I'm encouraging you to do the same. So today, our subject again is entitled 7 Success Secrets for Professionals and Entrepreneurs. What is the first thing that you need to know as a professional, as an entrepreneur, making it in this present economy? All the things that we're talking about is to help you to make it in this economy that we are in, to help you to prosper, to help you to succeed, because there are some keys that we are missing in our professional lives that are very important. And these are the things that cause people to fail, to not prosper. Just like those 2 keys that I gave you. People talk about, always wanting somebody to encourage them and motivate them and inspire them and so forth. Always wanting the permission to succeed. Always wanting and worrying what people is going to think about me and so forth. These are the kind of things that will definitely hold you back. You gotta be able to step out of some of these mold. You can't always ask for permission. Everybody's not always going to be on board with you. Everybody's not going to always encourage and motivate and inspire you. You have to be able to do these things on your own. That's not to say we don't need people. You cannot succeed without people. But nonetheless, I believe that to overcome those 2 things I told you about yesterday, the permission to succeed and always worrying about what people think about you, today, this training video will help you to harness those 7 success keys that I believe that are important for you today, because I want you in 2012 to prosper, to succeed, to become your best, to reach your potential, not my potential. My potential is different than your potential. My success is different from your success. So the first thing that you will need, the first success secret for all great professionals and entrepreneurs is this. Number 1, are you ready? Number 1, you must be a servant first. You got that right. You must be a servant first. Servant leaders are the new genre of leaders. You have to be able to add value. You have to be able to give to people more than you take from them. You see, today this is a dog-eat-dog world, and everybody want to just keep getting and receiving, but nobody really wants to give. Your products, your services, whatever you give to other people, it must be valuable to them. You are paid, you are rewarded for the value that you add to people's lives. So that involves being a servant. If you render good service, people will pay you good. If you render shady service, your pay will be reflected in it. On your job, in your business, whatever you do, you must be a servant. Serve people. Give them quality service now. Exceptional service. When you go to a restaurant and, your waiter or your waitress, they give you that good quality service. The tip you give them is dependent upon the quality of the service that they gave you. So in your business, it's the same way. You are actually waiting on others. You are actually doing others a service. Do not forget this. Regardless of if you are selling a product, you are still in the service business. Your customers are your top priority. They are the reason that you are in business. You're not going to just receive money for just doing everything on your own. You have to have clients. You have to have customers. And these are the people that pay you. So you should treat them well. So all great professionals and entrepreneurs who are successful, who are succeeding in this economy, they are all servants first. They add value. They add extreme value to people's life. And you must learn to do the same. Give more than you take. Give people more in quality than you take from them in cash value. Meaning that if your product is valued at $100 and something, for example, the value that people get out of that product or service should be worth at least 7 times more. So that means if I buy a product from you that's worth, let's say, $100, when I implement it, the value that it adds to me should be at least $700 worth. You get what I'm saying? Add at least 7 times the amount that you take from people. I think that is a good principle for you to live up by. Okay? Point number 2. If you're going to make it in this economy, if you're going to succeed at high levels and prosper in 2012, here's the second point that you need to consider. You got to be a follower. Yes, you got to be a follower. So while you must be a servant leader, then you must also be a follower. Nobody wants to follow. Everybody wants to be the chief. But let me tell you, great leaders are also followers, because you must first learn to follow before you can lead. And if you are a leader, guess what? There are people who are following you. So if you become the head honcho and you are not following anyone, then you are going to be irrelevant in shortly, right? Because every great professional or entrepreneur out there, they are following a mentor, they're following a coach, they're following directions from a book or someone who is ahead of them. You gotta follow somebody. I don't care what your position is. I don't care how big you get, for your shoes. Somebody, you still need to follow somebody, because that somebody can show you how to reach the next level. Because if you're not advancing, then surely you are regressing. So I want you to be a follower as well. What I'm talking about when I'm saying be a follower, I mean you got to follow a mentor. You got to have someone who can come alongside you and coach you along and guide you and show you the ropes to the next level. You can be a follower by following directions, other people, great best-selling authors, people who write books, in your trade, your profession. These people know a little bit more about the trade and the business than you do. So if you follow the instruction, the direction that they give, then you can get to the next level. So you must learn to be a follower. Number 1 was you must learn to what? You got to be a servant first. So be a servant first. Number 2, be a follower. And then number 3 is also equally important. You got to be a good communicator. Be a good communicator. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you are going to be the success person of this year, you got to give clear directions. You got to give clear instructions. You got to be able to listen. Many of us just want to talk. We don't want to sit down and listen. I enjoy going to church to listen to sermons, because when I get a good sermon, I'm going to get something that's going to recharge my life for the week. When I go to a seminar or I have my audio programs, I listen intently. I'm digesting what this person is saying and thinking, how can I apply this to my life? Stop talking so much and be a listener. Listen first and then speak. Don't be so in a hurry to always tell people what to do. Listen to what they're saying. Process what they're saying. And then you can formulate your answer by speaking. But God gave us 1 mouth and 2 ears. We got to listen more than we speak. All right? So be a good communicator. Listen to what people say. Rephrase what they say to make sure that you understand what they're saying. Do not reply hastily when somebody asks of something or make a comment or suggestion. Listen clearly. Rephrase their statement so that you know that you understood exactly what this person is saying. Good communication. I mean, I'm a nonprofit. I was in the military for 7 years. I've been in the nonprofit work for 6.5, going on 7 years now as well. And what I've really learned more than anything else, you gotta tell people exactly what you want. I mean, when we going overseas to travel to Africa or whatever, like I said, I've been blessed to be able to travel to over 20 different countries on 6 different continents. And when you are telling your travel agent to book a flight for you, you better make sure that he or she knows exactly, specifically, I want this flight going on this date, returning on at this particular time, not before, not after. You gotta be so clear. The price, this is the price. I'm not paying anymore. This is what I am paying. Everything we do, you gotta give instructions. Make sure your employees know exactly what it is that you want them to do. Make sure your fulfillment providers, if you have products and services, let them know specifically, this is how I want it done. Customer service, when people are answering the phone for you, there's some rude people that answers phone for businesses. If I was at some of those businesses, I would fire, you hear me? I would fire some people working in customer service, because that's the voice of your business or practice. But you got to tell the people answering the phone specifically, this is how I want you to answer the phone. Let them know exactly, specifically, this is the template. Follow it. This is the way, says the good book. This is the way, walk ye in it. So be clear in your emails. Do not use ambiguous language. In your email, make sure people are clear. Do this, do that, so they don't have to interpret what you're saying, because they can misinterpret what you're saying, and that is exactly what you do not want to happen. So being a good communicator, you gotta be clear. Be clear on your objective, be clear on your vision, be clear that people know specifically what you want, and then also make sure that you are listening well, so you are also clear on what others have said. This will really help you in your life. Always read over your email. Before you send your email, read it over. Ask yourself, is this clear? What specific action am I asking this person? And do they understand exactly what I'm saying? Twitter, your Facebook, all these things, all of your communication must be clear. If you're going to make a call to action at the end of your video or whatever have you, your sales letter, your sales pitch, or are you clear? I want you at this time to do A, B, C, D. Or I only want you to do A at this time. Tomorrow you do B. You gotta just be clear. Spell it out. And don't think that people will, I appreciate people being clear with me. I hate trying to figure out what my coworkers or what my employees and so forth want. I don't want to figure that out. Tell me specifically what is your request, and we can work with it that way. All right, so let's recap again. Number one, if you're going to be successful in this economy, if you're going to prosper, you need to follow these 7 success secrets that we are talking about. Number one was you got to be a servant first. Number 2 is that you got to be a follower as well. And number 3 that we just covered, you got to be a good communicator. Point number 4, if you're going to succeed again, if you're going to prosper, if you want to make it to the next level, you got to be a good decision maker. Be a good decision maker. Too many of us in the professional realm, in the business world, we hate making decisions, or we take too long to make a decision. I believe that if you are an entrepreneur or professional, you pretty much know all you need to know to make any given decision. There's some decision right now that you've been procrastinating on right now. There's some decision that you know that you must take, but you want more information. You want more. Let me tell you, I know the kind of personalities that get into business and are professionals. These are normally go-getter type people. These are type A personalities. And so you got that drive, you got fire. But you have to learn to make prompt decision. I hate when I'm working with people and you're trying to get feedback and they're still mingling upon a decision. Make a decision. Learn that quality and that character of sound decision making. I want to, Dave Ramsey, he has a good principle that I love. I found this out recently, and I really think I want to share with you. If you are the type of person, especially who fear making decision or gotta have so much information before you can make a decision, try Dave Ramsey's principle. Dave Ramsey pretty much says, listen, I just make a decision. If I end up making a wrong decision, then I make another decision. And that is good. That means make the decision with the information you have now. If it turns out to be the wrong one, then just make another decision. You have to make decisions. You make decisions every day: what to eat, what to wear, where to live, who to get married to. All of these were decisions. What school to go to. All of these were decisions. You have to take your time to make decisions. Yes. Don't rush into decisions. I'm not saying to rush into decision, but what I'm saying is, for the most part, you have to be prompt in making a decision. Also, you don't need more information, really and truly, to make a decision. Here's the simple strategy that I use for making decision. I have A, B, pros and cons. What is the situation that I need to make a decision on? I list all the pros, I list all the cons. And bam, if the pros outweigh the cons, then this is where I go. Another thing is, I list everything that based on this decision. I list everything that I want. What's the outcome I'm trying to achieve? I list all of those things. Then again, I go back to the pros and cons. If the pros match up more with all the things that I'm trying to do, then bam, I just go there. Another simple way again is make a T. Make a T, line down the page and line across the page. Okay, if you this is for if you have two options. Okay, this is for if you have two options. If you have more than one option, then obviously then you can still use the same thing, but just add another column. So just imagine across, for example, one line straight down the page and across there. Okay, let's say you're trying to decide between two schools to go to, for example. Make that easy, because that was actually a decision that I needed to make when I wanted to do project management at the graduate level. So I list the schools, okay, on the top. I say, okay, school A, school B. Okay, what are the things that I'm looking for? Okay, tuition. How much does it cost? That's the first thing, honestly, that I look at when I'm evaluating school. How much does it cost? Okay, I look at that. And then I look at the programs. How long? How flexible are they? Okay. The teachers, what are their credentials? You got to look that over. I like people teaching me who actually are doing what I'm trying to do. Okay. So bam, you put that in there. And so you keep going down. Then I assign percentages based on those, 20, 20, 20, 20. So let's say I have 5 things, 20% each. So whichever one has the most percentage, that's the decision that I go with. Okay, so those are just ways. But what I'm saying is, learn to make prompt decision. Be a good decision maker, because decisions, you have to make them every day in your business. But don't delay. Don't be so fearful of making a decision. You know what I'm saying? Because failure to make a decision is a decision in itself. You decided not to decide. Okay, number 5 is what I love. I mean, I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, so I love productivity. But I believe that this is one of the most important keys to success in any line. Number 5 is this: you gotta be a goal setter. You gotta set goals. If you have no goals, you're not gonna get anywhere. Your goals is like a GPS. It gives you the direction and the instruction that you need to get to your desired destination. And so that's really what success is really all about. Success is achieving the goal that you set for yourself, whatever it is. That's why I don't like to tell people what you ought to be in life, what you ought to do. I believe I give you principles that you can use, but you are the one who have to put these into practice for your specific situation. Any goal that you set for yourself and you achieve it, you're a success. Stop trying to be other people's definition of success. Success is simply the attainment of a goal, the attainment of an objective. Success is achieving what you set out to do. So whatever that is, you are a success. Everybody don't have to make $1 million. It's good to make $1 million, but if that's not your goal, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, you should set a goal if you are in business to make $1 million, at least to feel what it feels like. But that does not define you. But if that's not your desire, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, if it's $100,000, bam, that's your goal. When you reach it, celebrate it. But don't let somebody come and tell you, oh, well, you have to or to make this and you're not successful until you make it. No. Your goal was to make 100,000. You made the 100,000. Bam, you were successful. All right. So everyone knows the simple strategies to use in goal setting. You got to have smart goals, smart, specific goals, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. You got to set a timeline on your goal. Write down specifically. This is something that I love to do every day. One of my mentors gave me this simple equation, acronym PTT, plan tomorrow today. Write that down, PTT, plan tomorrow today, meaning that before I go to bed each night, at the end of the day, first of all, I like to review my goals from the day, see what I've achieved, what I've accomplished, and what needs to be done tomorrow. Then I go through my list and I plan tomorrow today. So I write down all the things that I need to do tomorrow. And I don't ever have more than 7 things on my list. I love the number 7. So I should say 7 things that you need to accomplish tomorrow. And out of those 7, what are the absolutely unbreakable 3 that you must accomplish, that regardless of what, these are my top 3 that I must accomplish. So that's my list. Simple. Bam, bam, bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that I need to do tomorrow. Those are high priority items. But in that priority list, there are those 3 main things that I must accomplish. Before today is over, these are the things that I will get done. And I must strive towards those. So those are my top things that I work on. So I still have 7 things though. After I've accomplished the 3, then I go on to, the other 4 and try to get those done for the day. But your goal must be specific, no generalized goals, okay? You must be specific, okay? What I mean by that, for example, that's why people don't achieve some of their resolution, because they say, I want to lose weight, for example. Losing weight is not specific. You have to say, I need to lose 10 pounds by this date, all right? So you can measure it. That's the measurable part. So it's specific, bam, this is what it is. This measurable, I want to achieve it by this time. I want to lose 5 pounds every week. Bam, 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 bam. And then you have the time, that deadline must be on there. I don't like calling it deadline. It sounds kind of negative, but that's the date that I want to achieve it by. So I try not to use the word deadline, because deadline is a deadline, man. No wonder people get depressed by their deadlines, because I'm going to die if I don't reach it. So, but have a date, have a time that you will achieve your goal by. So make sure it's specific. Even when you pray to God, that's why some people don't achieve things that God give them. God bless me. Bless you with what? Bless you how? How are you going to know when the Lord bless you? You got to be specific. That's why I say, ask and you shall receive. Whatsoever things you desire when you pray, believe that you receive them, meaning that there was something. You have to say, Lord, bless me today to achieve my goal of, you tell them what it is. Lord, bless me today to be able to make $1,000. That's specific. Now, Lord, bless me today to make money. Well, how much money are you supposed to be? If God blesses you to make $5, then don't complain. And that's the same thing I do with people on the street. Sometimes people beg you for money, say, well, give me some money. Well, I give you 10 cents. You didn't say how much money. I gave you some money. 10 cents is some money. Okay? Not that I'm trying to be mean. I'm just giving them an example, because I always let them know you got to be specific. If you want $5, do not ask for $1. You are not working in accordance with your goals and your vision. And if you set a goal for reaching $100,000, do not work as if you're going to make only 90. You got to work as though you're going to make more than actually 100,000. So you got to plan your goals. You have to plan your life. If you can plan your day, you can plan your life. You should have a goal of setting a goal of, what does my ideal day look like? I encourage you to write down. I have a list, and I'll share that with you at another presentation, but my ideal day, this is what it looks like. There's certain things that I got to do. I have a momentum that I go through on a daily basis. So you must figure out, I want you to plan a day first. Plan out one day. Give the time an assignment. This time, this block of time is for this. This block of time is for that. So I want you to do that now. Take some time and write down, what does my ideal day look like? If you can plan a day, you can plan a week, you can plan a month, you can plan a year, and therefore you can plan your life. Don't leave your life up to chance. Plan it out in details. Set goals for your life. A goal is a plan. It's a written plan. It's of your objective, your visions. Set a plan today. All right. So again, we're talking about the 7 success secrets for professionals and entrepreneurs. Number 1, we talk about being a servant first. Number 2, we talk about you got to be a follower. Number 3, we said you got to be a good communicator. And number 4, we talk about making good decisions. Number 5 was be a goal setter. Number 6, you have to be inspirational. Inspirational. You have to empower other people. If you're going to succeed, you have to be a person that can inspire people to take action, to do things, to accomplish things. Okay? Because in your sales letter, you're being inspirational. You're inspiring people to take action on something, to buy your product, to buy your service, to choose you above all others. You got to be able to motivate people. People need motivation. People need inspiration. I rather use the word inspiration over motivation because I feel inspiration is better. I like being inspired because motivation, you get motivated today, Batman. People get so rah, 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 you know. They watch videos and they get rah, 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 but they didn't have no goals, no objective, no nothing. And so they're just a person on fire and they're just burning themselves up. When I fire people up, when people get inspired from me, I give them these action points that they can take. So therefore, when you get inspired with an idea, you're inspired to act, okay? So motivation can just sometimes get you hype, and that's all it does. So I'm saying, yes, motivation is okay. Don't get me wrong. But I think inspiration is what I like to do for myself and for others. I inspire people. Because when you are inspired, you have an Einstein moment. You go out and you act on it. But most of the time, sometimes when you get motivated, you just get hype. But if you try to figure out sometime, well, what am I going to do with all this energy? And people just explode on themselves, as it were. So, but you have to learn to inspire. When you are leading people, they want to be inspired by your life, by your accomplishment, by the things that you set out. Your products, your service must inspire people to change, to better themselves. Even if it's, you know, for example, if you're a doctor or a dentist or whatever, people must be inspired to come into your office. Why are they inspired? Because your surrounding inspire them. When they come to your office, it's not just to get their teeth cleaned or to figure out what's going on in their bodies. No, they should leave from your office inspired to take action to better their health, inspired to take care of their teeth, inspired to change their life, even because I believe every doctor. See, doctors, here's a good point for you. Doctors, dentists, and so forth, those with professions. Spend more time with your clients. Sometimes you feel so rushed going into doctor's office, they don't even spend time talking to their patients. Sometimes, I'm honestly, if, you know, praise the Lord, you know, I'm a veteran, so sometimes I'm able to use the VA, but most of the time, regular doctors, I don't want to go to their offices. Most regular doctors, I have one doctor that I love and appreciate more than all my other doctors, because doctors are so impatient. They don't spend no time with you. They don't tell you anything. And the only reason people sometimes stick with you is because they have to, because their health is in jeopardy. But you don't spend time explaining to them what's wrong. You don't spend time asking them anything, how they feel or whatever. You just come in, oh, how you doing today? Okay, what's your symptoms? Da, da, da. And after they give you the symptom, all right, this is what you need. Go up there, tell the receptionist to give you this drug or that drug, and that's it. You're getting paid over $100 and something to just tell somebody to go take this prescription. You should be lucky that you have that MD or that DDS behind your name. Because if it was in the regular world, you really would not be getting paid. The only reason some of you doctors get paid is because people have no other option. They're sick, they're in pain, and they're looking for relief. But if all things were equal, where you have like other products, I can choose Apple, I can choose this, I can choose Microsoft and different things. If it was like that, then you really would be out of business. So doctors, lawyers, those with professions, I'm encouraging you, step up the game, treat people better. Remember, add value, be a servant, give more than you take. If the persons are paying $100 and something to see you, sometimes 200, whatever your fees are, they deserve attention. They deserve good treatment, not just come in and, how you doing, da, da, da. You know, I'm trying to get to my next patient. No. Some patients, I know a doctor, patients love going to her. Why? Because she takes time. She prays with her patients. She hugs her patients. You know, she even, talk to them. How you doing? Yes, she might have 20 other patients to see that day, but you know what? I've realized when you take time with people, time seems to give you more. You see what I'm saying? When you're always in a rush, you're trying to get here, get there because you think time is against you. But no, sometimes I believe time slows down for people who are doing good. So learn to do good, because give people more value. But anyhow, that's point number 6 I was on. So be inspirational, inspire other people, empower them to change their life, to take action, to buy your products, to get your service. And lastly, number 7, if you are going to succeed in this economy, if you're going to prosper, I want you to be true to yourself, be true to your family, and be true to God. You heard me correct. The 7th secret of success is that you must be true to yourself, be true to your family, and be true to God. You see, I believe if you live your life and you want to achieve great success, but you lose your health in the process, you're not really successful. Because you must have your health in order to enjoy the wealth. You heard, the saying as it goes, the greatest wealth is your health. You see, what good is it for you to get wealth, then spend your wealth trying to regain your health? You got to take care of yourself. You got to be happy with yourself. Some people are trying to get wealthy and prosper in order to be happy. I believe the equation is wrong. Be happy first, and then when the wealth comes, you will be even more happy. But your happiness, your joy in life should not be dependent upon the figures in your bank account. That's why some people who are even poor are happier than those who are rich. Because if money is your great motivator, then when you achieve it, there's always, you always want more. That's just the human nature. You always want more. But if you're already happy with yourself, if you already have joy and peace in your heart, then with or without money, that joy stays and you can spread it around to other people in your life. You also got to be true to your values. Sometimes we make decisions and they're not reflective of our values. Don't keep compromising on your beliefs and your values. You got to be true to yourself. Be true to who you are. You see, I love to succeed. I love to prosper. I love to read books. But I don't jump at every opportunity there is to make money. Why? Because I know what I'm looking for. I don't jump at every opportunity. Every opportunity is not for me. I recommend opportunities to people. I say, hey, this might fit so and so. If somebody presents an opportunity to me and it's not reflective of my characteristics, my personality, who I am, if it's going to lead me away from my values, because I believe more in giving. The reason I even make money, is to give money, because I love giving. I love to see people blessed. I don't like to see people suffering and people who are poor and destitute. So I like to make a lot of money so I can give a lot of money to help people in their struggles. Then you got to be true to your family. If you achieve all the success in the world and then you're on your 5th and 6th marriage, 3, 4, your 3rd marriage, you got a problem. If you achieve all the success in the world and you don't achieve in your family, then your life is imbalanced. Your success is one-sided, as it were. You have to take your family along with you in that journey. So many people are working overtime and doing all these crazy things, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to keep up with the world. And guess what? Their families are in shambles. I always wonder this. How is it that a man or a woman can lead a great organization, but they cannot lead their own families? Benjamin Disraeli said something like this. He said, success in the public life is no excuse for failure in the home. And I add on to his stuff. Success in your business, success in your ministry, success in your teaching career, success in your professional practice is no excuse for failure in the home. Your kids don't love you. Your wife don't love you, or your husband don't love you, but you're making all this money. What good is it? You're going to die with your money. You have to be able to take care of the most important people in your life. And that starts with your home. The home is a reflection of the society. When people say, the society is messed up and people are this and that, go back to the home. Fathers are not there. Men of God, I want you to stand up. If you have any spiritual fiber in you, you have a mandate to take care of your family. You have a mandate to make sure your children are given all the right teachings at your own home. Don't let other people take care of your family. Don't let the TV rear your children. Your family, spend time with them. It's not just about quality. People, we like to say, I'm kind of rushing. We like to say, it's all about quality time. No, I believe it's about quantity time. You need quantity and quality. But if I had to choose between the two, I would rather take quantity time over quality time. So sometimes, guys, we spend a whole bunch of hours at the office, and then we say, oh, well, I'm just going to spend some quality time. No, you want to spend quantity because your love is defined about how much money you spend on certain things and how much time you spend on certain things. I can tell more about who you love, what you love, based on how much time you spend on that. You see, time is the most important currency of all. If you're spending money on a whole bunch of different things and you look at your family and your relationships and you're not spending a lot of money there, then that's what it is. The good book says, where your treasure is, there your heart is. Time is a treasure. So if you're spending all your money on different things, on your cars and achieving, then that's where your heart is. That's where your desire is. That's where your passion is. So always look at that. You're spending thousands of dollars, going to seminars and going there, doing those things. And guess what? When it comes to your relationship, you only spend a few $100s or, even less than that. You don't take the family out. We don't do things together. These are the type of things that you have to get in balance. Success is about being balanced. Lastly, you got to be true to your God. I know that some people have their own hang-ups about God, and I'm not talking about religion. Religion has done more to mess people up than anything else. Religion had people kill in the name of religion. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about God, Creator God, Almighty. I believe that my success is not dependent upon me. It's not dependent upon you. I work with God's principles, and I value God in my life. You may not value God in your life. That's a shame. That's a downfall. But nonetheless, I still think that God will bless you, because the good book also says what? God is good to the just and the unjust. He causes the rain to fall on people who are good and on those who are bad. Because, people who are bad sometimes and people who don't even, claim God or know God, they follow God's principles. They may not know of God, but they follow his principles. But I want to let you know that if you're going to make your life to the full, you got to make spirituality part of your life. We are spiritual beings. You have to find a connection. That's why people worship different things. People worship trees, people worship money, worship all this stuff, because in their heart of hearts, there is something that people know is a higher purpose than themselves. To me, that is God. That's how I see it. You may not see it that way. That's fine. But I'm just letting you know that at least you got to be true to your God. You got to be true. You got to make time for spirituality as well. Because at the end of the day, these inner qualities of peace and tranquility are spiritual things. So let's recap. 7 success secrets for professional and entrepreneurs. Today, we spoke about, first, you got to be a servant. Number 1, be a servant, add value to people's life. Number 2, you got to be a follower. You got to have coaches and mentors. You got to have other people. You got to be able to follow direction from books and different things, okay? Number 3, we talk about you got to be a good communicator. Communication is very important. Be clear, be specific about your instruction that you give and receive. Listen well, listen more than you talk. Some of us talk too much, but you got to be clear. Be a good communicator. Then you got to, number 4, be a good decision maker. Making decision is very important, but don't delay on making a decision. Don't procrastinate. Be prompt on making decision. Learn to make good decision. Master that skill of decision making. Follow Dave Ramsey's advice. You know what? Sometimes, based on all the information you have, make a decision. If it wasn't the right one, make another one. Then number 5, be a good goal setter. Be a goal setter. You got to set goals. Goals are plans, action plans. PTT, remember that. That's from my mentor. Plan tomorrow, today. Write down every day 7 things you need to do. 7 things I need to do on this day. And out of that, I want you to make sure you highlight what are the 3 out of this 7 that I must accomplish before this day ends, okay? Your goals must be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely. Make sure your goals are those things. It must be specific, okay? Then number 6, we talk about you got to be inspirational. You got to be able to empower people. empower them to change their life, to reach their goals with your products or services. Whatever you do, inspire people. Live your life as an inspirational life. And lastly, which is one of the most critical areas of success, is being true to yourself, your family, and your God. Be true to yourself. Don't sell yourself short of your values in life. Be true to your family. Love your family. Success wouldn't be all that it is without family to celebrate with. Your relationships must be part of your success regimen. And then be true to your God. That's it. Spirituality is also a part of our lives. Let's live balanced success life. All right. Well, those are the 7 secrets, success secrets for professionals and entrepreneurs. If you're going to prosper in this economy, those are some of the things that you need to put into practice. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, we have one more video in this series. I'm going to be sending you an email shortly. Make sure you register for that. It's actually going to be a webinar that we're going to do. But this now is where okay, now we've set the foundation, what you don't need to do, the 2 things that causes us not to, achieve or to prosper in this economy. We talk about, you got to beware of always asking for permission to succeed and always worrying what people think about you. Then these 7 success secrets now are the antidote for those things. If you put these into practice, you will prosper in 2012. In this economy, you will make it. But now, let's get down to the tactical stuff. Let's get down to the real strategic secrets now of how you can actually position yourself to make money, to be successful. We're going to talk about those things, running a business, the new how-to ways of starting a business. I'm going to talk about the new ways for you to start and grow your business, your practice, whatever have you. Even if you don't have a business, your profession, because this is for professionals and entrepreneurs, whoever you are, you're going to learn strategies on how you can take what you have, what you already been blessed with right between your head, how you can take those things and come up with products and ideas and services and make money from it. Make lots of money. The sky's the limit. I'm not going to be talking about foolish things, get rich quick schemes. I don't believe in that. I'm from the island. I was born in St. Vincent. So I believe in hard work. All right. I believe in working hard and doing things, not just trying to have money fall out of the sky and so forth. But these are things that's going to bless you. So make sure your email is clear. Make sure you are on the lookout, because I'm going to send you that email about our upcoming webinar. You're going to learn again the new ways for you to start and grow a business, whatever it is, your practice, whatever have you. But I'm showing you tangible ways, things that you can do to add some income to your pocket. If you just want 10,000, we show you how to do that. 100,000, the sky's the limit. All right. Also, one last thing, I want you to do this. Make sure that you did set your specific goals. Make sure you have your day plan, your ideal day. That's one exercise I want you to do. Then, secondly, I'm talking about good communication now. I want you to leave some comments on this page, on this video. Make sure you leave some comments. Do not leave this window or this page until you have made a comment on this video. Thank you so much.